Welcome to Magic Gathering Strat. I'm Dan and today we're gonna do something a little different. I am going to play Affinity and I'm going to play it against a Delver player. It's Marcus, and let me introduce Marcus. He used to play Magic with me in the old days. We have played a lot of Magic together, and I just recently, he's also a friend of Pauper Chat. You can say that Pauper Chat used to be our guru and we were his disciples. I have managed to make Marcus come back to Pauper, and today he's going to play Delver and I'm going to play Affinity, and he is also going to film this. So there will be 2 matches. We will film both matches from both sides, so you can hear both players thinking. So there will be a total of 4 films. One on match 1 from my point of view, 1 from his, and one on match 2, 1 from him, 1 from me. I'm playing Special Kyle's Affinity deck. This is detailed in episode 9 of Pauper's Cage. I will include a link to that. I will also include a link list. This will be an article on pure MTGO. And I think this is one of the most important matchups in Pauper right now. Affinity versus Delver has been a classic battle for a long time. And it does come down, it is so close, so it does come down to the skill of the players. And that means that I'm probably doomed. Marcus picked up Chris Weaver's Delver list and just 4-0'd it, his first daily ever with it. Whereas I have never played Affinity in a daily event. So Delver is Marcus' deck of choice, Affinity is not mine, but I do like Affinity, and I have plenty of games with it under my belt. I have played some practice duels, and I'm 8-6 in matches with the deck in the tournament practice room. Okay, I'm not that experienced, but I think I know how to play the deck. I will surely make mistakes, and if I do, I want you to point them out to me, because this is a matchup that will requires some discussion. I definitely do want to play first. One of Affinity's biggest enemy is its mana base, and with this hand I can do nothing, so I have to send it back. This is somewhat better. It's the ATOG is way too early, and but I do have a blast for an early Delver, and I hope to draw into more mana. So this hand I'm going to keep. And my first play will be a Chromatic Star that I hope to pop as soon as possible, preferably on a first turn Delver. I told Marcus to take the time he needs, because I want him to cover his thinking process from his side, so there will probably be pauses. I put the match on a long clock, as you can see, so that we both get the time to develop our thoughts. This also means that there will be long periods for me to talk. But I am pretty good at talking crap. Here is Special Kyle's deck list. I did introduce Electricker in the deck for a while, but I took it out again for the Shaman. Clarkland Shaman can do more than Electricker in a lot of cases. Especially sacrifice stuff to ATOG, which is why he doesn't take a mulligan, and I don't want to go to 5. So I play Seat of the Synod and Chromatic Star, and I'm done. I don't think he plays with daisies. Daisies? I mean days, the counterspell, not flowers. Right. He doesn't have a first turn play, which of course is great for us. Getting ATOG out is probably a good thing then. Is something going to happen? Thinking about whether he's brainstorming or not. More artifacts into play sounds like a good thing, but playing the ATOG here seems to be the reasonable thing to do. Drawing a card. Finding something nice. Another star, tempting, but I do want ATOG online. And ready to do some smashing for 1 point. Okay, now the focus is getting the Myr Enforcer out and trying to kill evil, nasty flyers and other crap that might come from his deck. My lack of removal is a liability, and I will sideboard in 4 Pyroblasts, take out 2 Kraglan Shamans and 2 Flings. Okay, now I can play the Frogmite, which I probably will. Do I play into Spellstutter here? I don't really want to. But it's hard not to. Really hard not to. So he can play Spellstutter Ninja, even if I don't play anything, but at least then... stopping me way too much. He does Spellstutter the first star, and now I will get ninja'd. But I don't think I can wait there, it's way too slow. And now the ninja will hurt so bad. Though ninja doesn't get through. Here we go, he has it. Okay, that means Atog is staying at home. And I'm at 3 cards. But... Springleaf Drum. Cast this guy for free. Now I have 5 mana, so now I can play the Enforcer. And he will bounce it, and then he will hit with his ninja again. But I don't have the Atog done because I've tapped everything. So I wonder if it's better to reliably kill the ninja here, as he will be able to Spellstutter it. I think it's the case that I have to kill the ninja here. And wait with the Enforcer. But the Enforcer costs only 2, hello. So I can cast the Enforcer. And I have emptied my hand, he has 7 cards in his hand. It's so easy to miss little things with Affinity. It is a combo deck in a lot of senses. So now let's see if he can stabilize here. Obviously Snap is a very important play from his side. And he only have 4 counters that can counter the Myr Enforcer. And I think a lot of... a thing that people does wrong against Affinity, against Delver, is to think that he can counter anything, when in reality he cannot counter a lot. How much damage is this? 9, 11, 15. I'm just smacking down. The Galvanic Blast is worthless as long as he has 2 mana open. But I'm hitting for 7, so I'm happy. Here comes Spellstutter Sprite. And I will kill the Spellstutter Sprite. In his main phase. What am I talking about? He's gushing! That sets him back a lot. Alright, so he's Spellstuttering in his main phase. And I don't have red mana, so I can't do anything about it. But Spellstutter really can't block a lot, can it? He has 9 cards in hand. It's an army of Spellstutter Sprites. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So I can cast this. And now I can bolt one of the spells that spreads if you double block something. And he has to block the Atog. And I should just sacrifice a Springleaf Drum to the Atog. If I have to, but I don't have to. So I get him down to 6. And I think I should kill the Spellstutter Sprite. To disable any ninja shenanigans. He still has 7 cards in hand and I have nothing. And I win the first game. So, we will need to sideboard, and we are bringing in the Pyroblasts, taking out the Krarklan Shamans. I know this. People have done Affinity decks a bit differently, like like having the 3/2 flyer for 6 mana with Affinity. But I think Special Kyle makes a good case in episode 9 of Pauper's Cage why he doesn't want that flyer. And I think this deck is still the optimal build for Affinity. But what do I know? He does know a lot, but I don't. And this is my sideboard. So bring in 4 Pyroblasts, taking out 2 Krarklan Shamans and 2 Flings. Because you don't really want to fling against Delver, because Delver has so many ways of stopping it. And these are real matches. None of us will pull any punches. There's a lot of pride involved here, I guess. So I really like to beat him. And I'm sure he really likes to beat me too. But he got the Spellstutter ninja start and I still just crushed him. Special Kyle, of course, thinks that it's really easy to beat Delver, but every good player thinks it's really easy to beat other decks. Because they are really good players. But they often haven't playtested against really good players of the other deck. So what's happening here? Not a lot. We will be able to cast Terrarion, and then we'll die from mana shortage horribly. So we will have to mulligan again. He keeps his hand. We aggressively mulligan into this mess, and it is a second turn Carapace Forger, which would be fantastic. And it requires him to have a counterspell to counter it, so it's really good and it's really hard to deal with for him. So I like it. It's the regular, oh, Mr. Disciple. How nice of you to come. Star, often the first turn is very uninteresting from Affinities. From Affinity side, his first turn doesn't look very good either. I expected a Brainstorm there. Cloud of Faeries! Okay, he's upping his fair count now, so he can counter an Atog or something. And of course he can counter Carapace Forger. Now we can counter everything except the Frogmite, so it's probably Frogmite I should be going for here. Seat of the Synod. Disciple would be really sweet. But here comes the Frogmite. That worked well. I want to cast Disciple, but I'm playing right into his counterspells. So I think I'll wait. Quicksand is bad news for Frogmite. Let's see if you get a Ninja, but getting a Ninja means that he taps out. So we don't get a Ninja. Frogmite. Now I'm gonna cast Disciple, hoping to lure out the counter so I can get the Carapace Forger online. Might have to use an ATOG to... I think it's the Carapace Forger I want to have online. Do I now use the ATOG? Reducing his mana count seems fantastic here, so... I'm doing 1 damage to him, so... All is yes, all is yield. And then Springleaf Drum. Do I now cast ATOG? So tempted. And I think I need to bait that sprite. So I do cast ATOG. It's my final reasoning. In order to cast the Carapace Forger next turn. But he has Hydroblast, so that doesn't do much in my favor. Do I have 3 damage on the table? He only has 2. But the Ninja changes all that, but the Ninja will cause him to tap out. So I don't expect the Ninja. Frostburn Weird would really suck. That guy does something. Didn't I just take out 2 Crocodile Shamans? Why is Crocodile Shaman still in my deck? Something has gone wrong here. So we shall see. And I think I'm gonna keep baiting here until it taps out. And not cast Carapace Forger straight into his counter. It's not like I'm losing here. That's interesting. That's really interesting, actually. So casting 2 Carapace Forgers is pretty powerful here. Okay. So I get to do 1 damage. But the card economy is on my side now, right? Here he comes. And he taps out. That means it's party time! And I'm starting to think this is going well. And here comes the Desperation Ninja. I could have killed the ninja there. That seems excessive. But I didn't really even consider it. Doing 10 damage. And then I can sacrifice 5. So it's 15 damage. But I think I'll just sacrifice 2. So I think I'm doing 10 here. And sacrificing the Springleaf Drum and the Seat of the Synod to kill his guys. I must be careful about to what extent, how low I go in my artifact count. Oh, goddamn army of Faeries! But I do want a ninja dead here. So I think that's the right thing to do. He only has one card, and I don't want him to have another. Okay, control. To reply to my own thing. Ah! Yeah. All right. We'll wait with that and we'll just swing here. And what can he really do? A spell status sprite, then he would be able to kill one of my guys, but... And I'll just burn it, I guess, for red. Looks good for the Affinity deck. It's really hard to deal with 4/4s smashing like this. But it is a race, and if he establishes flyers... Snap. Or not. 3 mana. Snake form! Yeah, that I didn't expect that. I knew that was in Chris' list, but I definitely did not think about it now. Good card. Okay, he has 3 cards. He could possibly recover here. But it does look difficult. Snap. No. Desperation spell status sprite. Snake form is 3 mana, right? Yeah. Who will be thrown under the bus? Because the bus is coming sometime later. If he has a counterspell now, he has stabilized. Lucky top deck, perhaps. Thank you for watching Magic Gathering Strat. I'm Dan, and there will now be a second match between Affinity and Delver to further look at this matchup. Thank you for watching.